Greetings everyone. Hey, thank you for joining me. Leo, this is your reading for September 21. So thank you guys. It's time to sit back, relax and see what messages are coming your way. I am doing this reading for you, especially for you guys, on the 7th of August. So a day before the Lionsgate 8-8 energy. That energy is very active either side of that date for about a week, I would say, either side. So that 8-8 energy will be transported into this reading for you anyhow. So whenever you choose to listen to this, I hope you remember that 8-8 energy, tap into it. It is an energy field of manifestation. It's also an energy field of light energy and light language and codes that come in. So two of these decks of cards in essence are a little bit light languagey, and they will give us messages of light, and the cards themselves have energies of light encoded into them. So a little bit of a different reading for you this month. It's to bring the frequency up or to raise the energy field around you as well. So anytime you're tuning in to these videos, especially these ones designed with light language encoded or the use of Mandelas, then your frequency field will be uplifted as you watch them and sit back and listen to them too. Just before we start, I had tuned into you guys and picked up some psychic messages, which I will read the notes that I've made for those in a minute. But before we do, as we move into September, this is, really getting in toward the end of 2021. So we're managing our way to the last third of the year, I guess. Remember, we have the equinox on the 21st of September, and this can bring about quite combustible weather related patterns in the northern and southern hemisphere, because the earth herself is changing into a new set of seasons. And of course we start to get equal days in September, days and nights, and then we move and change seasons, and this can create combustion. So oftentimes when we see or we experience this timeline both in March and in September, it's not just weather that's affected. It can be people, their moods, situations, events that take place. Sometimes big global events can take place under these combustible energy fields. We're also noticing that for September we have a lot of planets retrograde. So there's Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune and Pluto. This is all kind of energy that in a way it's not necessarily stalls you from moving forward, because of course we always continually keep moving, but somehow the past is being brought into it and mixed into the whole situation. So we're going back over things, or things are being brought back into line to be redone or to rethink about. And given that the year has already been fairly intense, does that mean some of the intensity of the year is going to come back? So I've just been listening to Molly McCord's messages about the end of 2021 and into 22, and she's certainly saying, we still are in for a lot of movement, for change, for surprises possibly, and for learning, for us as humans to learn about how to adapt to the new changes. And I think that message is coming through from most of the astrologers as well. So it will be interesting to see what the cards show for you all. But here are some of the messages I got for you guys. The number 7s came up. Now 7s are very much about introspective, going into the mind, thinking about what it is you want in life, where you are, what is your soul's journey. So it can be a little bit of a month of going deep within to connect with yourself. It also said to watch people around you. There may be some people who aren't being necessarily honest or above board, so there could be some issues that you need to just keep an eye on. I'm not sure in what terms. For some of you this could be around work or issues at work. For others it might be personal relationships. It feels as though some of you make some big changes coming up in September, and this could be around relationships for a lot of you. And it could mean that you leave some people in your life behind. You're making this decision about, okay, I'm just going to start anew or start afresh or go in a different direction, and I'm not necessarily taking everyone with me. It feels as though there is a new beginning around you, and this could be quite an intense new beginning. Now this could be for you personally at your soul's level, so an understanding or an awareness of moving ahead or dropping something off from behind, or you've revisited something and found that it hasn't been beneficial to you. Something else that came up was it said do things above board. So if you are thinking of, doing a few things that are a bit underhand, don't. You re-strategize, rethink about it, see how you can make it more beneficial and more positive. If there's some things that you've been considering, I don't necessarily mean cheating on, but about just doing things slightly underhand. It also said to increase your immune system, to keep your body very fit and healthy, especially as we move into the end of the year. And I think that message is going to become very prevalent again for a lot of people globally, so not just yourselves. There is a possible expansion of career, and this could be in offers or ideas or concepts. So some of you may be thinking of changing jobs or increasing your knowledge or expansion around your certain job you're in, or looking for a new type of career altogether. The number 7 and 8 may be relevant for you, so they could be important, they could be useful, they could be positive numbers to ponder upon. And then the last message was to definitely strengthen something, and I don't know particularly what it was that you had to strengthen, but something had to. So this is the John Holland Psychic Tarot deck. The second one is the Light Language deck, and the third one is the Crystal Mandela Oracle deck. We will only pull one from here, and I will be reading the message to you from the book, but they're really, really magical cards with very deep meanings. You can come back to this reading anytime you like to further enhance your own spiritual growth or awareness or activation. So I'll put these two to the side a little bit over here, and we will start with this, the John Holland Tarot. So this is for Leo. What's in store for them? What should they ponder upon, think about? There's one that's dropped off, or two actually. If it comes out upside down with this deck, I don't do reversals, I just turn them back around the right way. Number 4, Foundation and Achievements, and number 19, the Light card, which is the Sun. These are two beautiful cards to have received in the first part of your reading. Let me just pull another couple. I think the Sun is playing a very major role in everyone's lives at the moment for various reasons. This is for Leo. There's one there. We'll take that. Another major arcana, number 2, the Intuition card, which is the High Priestess. So 2 major arcanas. Another one, 16, Disruption, which is the Tower, and number 2, the Waiting Game. So out of 5 cards you have received 3 major arcanas. Let's put them this way, which changes the layout a little bit, but that's fine. 2 Wands cards as well. So the Wands are about career, and they're often about concepts and ideas and something we're passionate about. It generally creates that fiery energy, and of course you're the fire sign energy, so this is actually really good for you in terms of igniting something. This card here, the first one out, can actually mean a possibility of shifting homes or moving into a happier home environment. It can mean blended families coming together. It can also mean things like weddings, marriages, invitations, attending social events, just feeling very safe and secure in your home. Sometimes it's also about doing home renovations, purchasing a new home, or selling a home. So things along the lines of our base chakra energy field and feeling content or feeling safe and nurtured. It also can represent people around you as a supportive mechanism, so feeling that you are trusted or that you have people who support you and nurture you. It is a beautiful card. Now sometimes this card can represent the possibility of an engagement proposal coming, or attending an engagement, or the birth of a baby, the celebration of success, something along those lines. So a really good card to get for the beginning of your reading. And the second one is this Sun card. So the Sun also represents happiness, buoyancy, growth, nurture, support, love. Now it can represent new love and new romance. These 2 cards together could absolutely tie into that and so could the intuition. That was a very buoyant amount of wild energy with the dogs barking in the background. But these cards can represent new energy and new beginnings of things, and even the High Priestess can represent new relationships coming in oftentimes, and it can be very personal relationships, so the intimate personal one. It can be a time where you find another person extremely attractive to you, or vice versa. Someone else finds you extremely attractive, and this can be where the meeting of, you know, two souls come together to form a loving physical relationship. So all three of these up here suggest either the possibility of a new relationship, or the bringing together or merging or rebalancing of a current relationship that exists and taking it to a higher level. So there's this possibility with those three cards, especially seeing them all blended together in that same line. So plenty of proposition of either newness in terms of relationship, or new excitement in a current existing relationship, taking a relationship to a higher level, or feeling as though there is something around you that is nurturing and protective. The other thing that the light can reference is the conception of new ideas, or even the conception of a pregnancy as well. So both of these cards represent fertility, and this can be fertility of the mind and fertility of literal things such as pregnancies. They both can represent that. This one here, he also calls it intuition. So he's talking to you about listening to your higher self and becoming resonant with that energy field, and trusting your intuition and tapping into the cosmic energy waves that come in. Interestingly, we talked about light language before, and the word on this card is light. And the sun, in essence, is our biggest giver of light language, because it fuels our body and our minds and keeps the planet alive and us alive. So without realizing it, we actually gain a lot of energy fields, ideas, concepts, and everything from the sun as well. So interestingly, that this reading is providing you with cosmic energy, if you like, and it's allowing you to open your mind to the vastness of it, and to tap into it and see that it can be very rewarding in terms of the knowledge that you can create for yourself, and what you can learn and what you can experience. So then we come down here to the Tower card, and I know in the notes that I picked for you, well, not that I picked for you, that I had written for you, I said the number 7 could have been relevant, and this of course is the number 7. So perhaps this is the reference that was coming in. So the Tower card, or as he calls it, the Disruption card, is all about feeling as though things need to change, that something new needs to come in, and we need to give something away or drop it off. Now sometimes this can be very sudden when the Tower is around, and it can be a bit discombobulating and create a little bit of tension for us. I tend to find when the Tower turns up that we may feel a bit anxious, even possibly, about the changes that could be coming, because sometimes they're unexpected. They can also be quite large when disruption comes in. It's as if it's shaking you to the core of your belief systems or awareness or understanding, and you emerge from this change looking to the light and trusting your intuition and knowing that this change needed to come. Now oftentimes it will reverberate around relationships, but I also find it can be brought up around career sectors or current jobs that you're working in. Now sometimes it can even show up when there is a bit of tension in a workplace and other people could be arguing, like bosses or co-workers, or there could be something wrong with the system in the place you're working, like there just might not be a healthy moral or code of ethics going on, and you can be embroiled in this somehow. It doesn't necessarily mean it's fundamentally about you, but there will be changes that take place that you're also part of. There's that scenario I've noticed when this card comes out too. Then we come to this waiting game, and the 2 often means 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 days, 2 years, although more often it's the shorter waiting time. It means that something that you want or you're expecting or you're anticipating is going to have a hold on it. So be prepared for things to be held up a bit. And we actually have 2 twos, so they are embellishing that depth of meaning in this reading. It could be they're embellishing for you to utilize your intuition a little bit more and trust it, or they're saying the waiting time is important to listen to this message. So this can be about anything, although it is a wands card, so it could be referencing waiting for something to do with information around a career. Are you waiting for results, or are you waiting to hear about a new job application, or are you waiting for exam results? Are you waiting for a promotion or a wage increase, or are you waiting for your boss to address something, or are you waiting on a project or an idea or a concept that you are creating? And it could be that you need more input, or something has to change, or there has to be more inspiration. You know, there's a whole lot of things in this small set of cards that came that you could interpret and utilize in many different ways, depending on how you look at it and where it's coming in for your particular situation. This can also reference going back in time, and I said we had so many planets in retrograde, so there could be something that comes up from during the year for you that you have to readdress again, or it could be that that's part of the delay mechanism. It can also be going back in time as in lifetimes, so there could be something here about karmic situations being dealt with, family tree information as well, so family issues, DNA things popping up. There's a lot of different meanings in the very depth of this card, but it also talks about balance, and the number 2 always talks about balance, and again you've got this message twice, so this could be about bringing balance into a situation for you guys as well. In terms of health, and I think I found this, you know, I mentioned a couple of things for you guys in the psychic messages that came in. But in terms of health, we can find that there can be a little bit of anxiety or tension when this card is around. And that's why strengthening yourself in particular, and I said immune system, but it might even be taking time out, re-energizing the body, taking rest, you know, resting the mind and the body, getting plenty of sleep, minerals, nutrients, things like that could be very beneficial. So let's come to these cards here and just pull a couple for Leo for their reading for September and see what's in store. Oh, there's one. Soulcraft, number 10. Another couple for Leo. These are the light language cards. Visualize, and this one here, Soul Tree. Let's see what messages are coming from these ones, and I will pull the camera down a little bit so that you are really looking at the cards more completely. Soulcraft, Visualize, and Soul Tree. So to me, in these 3 cards, there seems to be a lot of message coming in here about your soul. And is it about your evolution? Is it about attending to what you are and who you are? Your soul tree, and we talked a little bit about this, is very interesting, isn't it? When we had this card here, the waiting card, which was the number 2. This one is actually 21, which is a 3. But they're very, very similar in terms of these 2 spheres, and there is a tree up here and there's the earth down here. So there's a tree up here and there's the 2 spheres in this card. So I feel this card might be quite relevant in terms of something that it's actually saying to you. And the soul tree, again, is when I mentioned that it can be about family DNA or karmic things that are going on, or something along those lines in our connection to our past. So family issues, DNA, going back in time. I also think this card in particular does refer to trees one way or another and spending time with nature. The lady who does these, Denise Jarvie, I think she feels that trees, and I do too actually, are very much a part of the energy of Earth, and in fact we know that they provide a lot of the oxygen for Earth. So they are very nurturing and very giving, and they give us this grounded strength and energy. So spending time with nature could be very beneficial for you. And we saw that too with the disruption card when we said maybe taking some time out and relaxing or regenerating something. You know, giving something away but regenerating another aspect of yourself. So when we come back to this visualize card, this can be visualizing what it is that you really want to do as you move into the last part of 2021 and prepare yourself for 2022. Visualizing before we get to our next goal is how we create our future and how we create the ideas and concepts of goals. And if you can't visualize what it is you actually want or where you want to be, if you can't do that with clarity or a depth of connection to that visualization or dream, then you have less likelihood of the manifestation of that coming into this timeline. So it's really, really important to take the time, and again we can do this in meditation, where we connect with ourself and especially our higher self, utilizing the intuition card, which was here again, and touching base with our higher self, with our celestial self, with the concepts of our guides and co-workers who help us to understand what it is we're seeking, where do we want to go, how do we want to get there, and how can we achieve it. And all of this is tied together: intuition, visualization, spending time in meditation, daydreaming to bring those thoughts and realities into the here and now. So for anyone not feeling as though they've manifested enough or not getting the things they want, you need to practice the art of visualization much, much more. We come here to Soulcraft, and again we're talking about the self. So this is almost an emergence or a growing of the self in this reading, and feeling as though this is your time. Now remember, at the very beginning I said the number 7 was relevant. Well, 7 was very much about the mind and thinking and esoteric and asking the questions, what do I want? Where do I want to go? That is basically the very issue here of the Soulcraft. It's becoming connected again with yourself and listening to the higher self and knowing the next steps of the journey. And that's where this card, intuition, comes back again. So it turns out that the intuition was very, very powerful for you guys as a part of a message about how to reconnect with yourself, how to learn what your deepest message is, how to learn about what it is you want from life or why you're here at this current time. You know, what do you have to give? Either give to yourself or give to others. How do you get there? How do you benefit from it? How do you manifest? All of these things are part of the answer to that paradigm of life. So those beautiful light language cards with their mandalas in the background, they give off a very high vibrational frequency that can help to allow you to get to those points of soulcraft or soul tree work or visualization. So as I say, spend some time with them, meditate, get into it. Come back to this video anytime you like and pick up the messages contained within. So this is the last card for you. This is the Crystal Mandela Oracle. This is for Leo. We have a jumper there. It's come out all on its own accord. And it is Archon Barbello and Picture Jasper, and it's called Support, and it's from the Crystal Angel Suite 444, and it is actual number 9. I do have a Picture Jasper, so I'm going to get it out. In saying that, I think my Picture Jasper might be in use on one of my Reiki grids, so I won't be able to put it on here, the reading for you, but it doesn't matter. There is one in the depiction of the card. It's sitting in the middle here. So I'm zooming this in for you so that you can see just the card and the mandala and pick up the energies as I read to you the messages. We bring you the gift of support. Our support is available to you on all levels. We offer spiritual support of inspired ideas, unconditional love and divine energy. We offer psychological support as we assist you in upgrading your belief systems to ones that enhance your ability to fulfill your divine destiny. We offer emotional support through spiritual friendship, unconditional acceptance, and unlimited compassion. We offer physical support by providing for your material needs for nourishment, shelter, security, and safety. We are able to support you with peace and with prosperity in subtle and very practical ways. Notice how much easier it is to live your life with courage when you know that no matter what, you shall be provided for, and what you need is only ever a prayer away. The universe provides for all living beings so that divine destiny may be fulfilled. This has always been and shall always be. The difficulty arises when doubt enters the mind and fear closes down the heart. Then the simple act of asking for help and support through unconditional love and according to divine wisdom is forgotten or dismissed as fanciful rather than practical. There is so much the universe can bring to you to enrich your life journey and support you in sharing your gifts with the world. But you must ask and believe you will be heard and responded to by the universe with all the assistance you need. There can be many reasons why the simple act of asking for help from the universe is more difficult than it needs to be. Perhaps you were taught as a child that your request for help was an inconvenience to others. So maybe you were afraid you could become a burden to the universe with your needs for help when there were others with greater needs. Or perhaps you learned that if you did not appear to always be in control, others may become anxious, angry, or frustrated with you. You may have decided that to have value in the world, you must always appear to be strong, perhaps without needs for support and holding of your own. Perhaps you have learned how to support others rather than receive support yourself. Or perhaps the pain of having your needs rejected in the past has been so devastating you have tried to be without needs, becoming self-sufficient and not allowing vulnerability and the potential pain it could evoke if you were rejected. Or maybe you are just not in the habit of asking for help, even though you want to be doing that more often. However, this oracle comes with a clear message. The universe is saying, I want to help you. Please allow me to do so by asking for my help. The universe has great power to assist you in all ways. It is not limited to a certain amount of help for a certain amount of people or situations. In fact, the more you ask for help and allow yourself to be assisted by divine love, intervention, protection, and support, the more divine plan can happen, and that benefits every living being. Remember that divine love is love. Love doesn't profit at the expense of another. It does not steal another's happiness or joy. It increases well-being. It encourages growth, and it inspires courage. When you allow more love to flow into your life and heal your body, your mind, your finances, your relationships, your work, whatever you wish, you and all of life benefits from that increased flow of love in the world. Asking for support actually helps grow love in the world for all beings. So, it is time to give up your notions of going it alone. Even if you ask for and receive all the possible help the universe can give you, you are still going to need all your courage, strength, commitment, joy, devotion, talent, energy, creativity, resourcefulness, intelligence, and humour to fulfill your destiny. Don't worry that you'll be cheating on what you are here to do. You'll just be able to do what you are here to do better and enjoy the process more. That helps others do the same. It makes sense to ask for help. You are encouraged to do so at least once a day, using the following affirmation and the entire healing process when you feel you need it. Help yourself and you'll help the universe to help the world. And here is the invocation you can use if you're interested. I call upon the crystal angel of Pitcher Jasper and Archon Barbello, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing gift of support. I accept all of my divine entitlement to help, protection, intervention, assistance, support, and guidance now and always. I clear through all levels of my being through this or any lifetime or any issue, resistance, blockage, and doubt about receiving help. I forgive all experiences of manipulation where help was given to me with conditions attached, which led to guilt, shame, and abuse. I choose to free myself from all memories, belief systems, and behaviours conditioned by past pain around receiving or not receiving support. I now accept the truth of unconditionally loving support from the universe so all my needs may be met, and I am assisted in every way possible to fulfill my divine destiny. Through divine mercy, grace, and unconditional love and my own free will, so be it. And with that powerful, beautiful, magical statement and invocation, we will finish your reading. What a beautiful card to receive from your cosmic helpers, from your integrated protectors, and the messages of the cosmic for you, the help of support and nurture. So utilize it, claim it, stake it, and enact it and invoke it and bring it into being right now. So thank you all for listening, for subbing the channel, for liking the videos, leaving your comments. All of those things are really important in maintaining the integrity of the channel and keeping it growing. So I encourage you all to go out and call upon the powerful agent of support and see how it brings manifestation into your life. Remember to check your moon and rising signs, and much love everyone. Namaste.